The first payment from Nora Reyes's new job arrived on a Tuesday afternoon, $12.40, deposited into her real checking account by a company she had never once spoken to on the phone. She checked it twice before she believed it. It was real. Over the next 2 weeks, the job paid her $260 more, all of it real, all of it hers. 5 weeks later, Nora was out $8,900, and the part everyone got wrong afterward, the part she still has to correct people on, is that nobody hacked her, nobody stole a password, nobody cloned anything. Every transfer that emptied her savings, she typed in herself, at her own kitchen table, chasing a salary that had never existed. The real money was the bait. The job itself was the trap. Nora had processed medical claims for the same regional insurer for 9 years, right up until a Tuesday in January when a video call from a man in a city she'd never visited eliminated her position in under 4 minutes. The severance was 3 months. The job market was a wall of automated rejections that arrived at 2 in the morning and application portals that swallowed her resume without a sound. By the end of February, she had applied to 41 positions and heard a human voice back from exactly 2. So when the message arrived on March 4th, it didn't feel like a stranger reaching in. It felt like something finally reaching back. It came over WhatsApp with a recruiter who introduced herself as Rachel with Meridian Staffing Group. Rachel said they'd received Nora's application. Nora, 41 applications deep, could not say for certain that they hadn't. The position was remote, flexible hours app optimization for an e-commerce marketing firm called Bright Lane Digital. $200 to $600 a week. No interview. Her resume, Rachel said, had already been shortlisted. Bright Lane's website had office photos, a founding story, a street address, a careers page, a privacy policy. Nora looked for the things you're supposed to look for. They were all there because someone had put them there. The work, when it came, was almost embarrassingly simple. A web platform, a queue of product listings, kitchen gadgets, phone cases, running shoes, and her job was to rate them, boost them, nudge them up someone's rankings. 31 cents of commission per task. Tasks came in sets of 40. A progress bar filled as she tapped. A counter in the corner ticked her earnings upward in green. When she finished her first set, the screen congratulated her by name and pinned a small bronze badge to her profile, Trainee. Her honest first thought, she remembers it clearly, was that it felt less like a job than a game. She noticed that. She filed it under harmless. The $12.40 cleared 2 days later, routed through a cryptocurrency wallet the platform walked her through opening. She had never touched crypto in her life. The tutorial took 9 minutes and apologized for the inconvenience twice. With her first payout came an invitation, the Bright Lane Keem Chat, 40-some co-workers, a team leader named Daisy T who posted payout screenshots every evening and said good morning with a sunrise emoji and congratulated people by name. For 11 days, Nora rated kitchen gadgets at her kitchen table, and the counter climbed, and the chat cheered, and small, real amounts of money kept arriving in her account. Then, in the middle of an ordinary set, the platform offered her something new, a double task, triple commission, limited window. She accepted it, and her balance turned red. -$100. A dialog box explained in a calm, gray font that premium placements required a merchant deposit to activate. She was fronting the ad spend, it said, and the brand repaid it through commission the moment the set was complete. Deposit $100, finish the set, withdraw it all. She hesitated for most of a day. That evening in the team chat, Daisy T posted 2 screenshots side by side, her own $100 deposit made that morning, and her withdrawal of $460 landed that afternoon. "The first time is the scariest," she wrote. 14 coworkers reacted with hearts. Nora deposited the 100. She finished the set. She requested a withdrawal, $260, her balance plus her deposit back, and the next morning it was in her checking account. It was, though she couldn't have known it, the most expensive money anyone had ever paid her. The platform promoted her to silver. Silver sets were longer, the commissions fatter, and the double tasks came more often, and each one dug the balance deeper into the red before it would climb back out. -380, -1100. Each time the same calm gray explanation, and now a countdown clock in the corner. Unfinished sets expire. Expired sets forfeit the balance. That was the arithmetic that kept her in. Walking away no longer meant losing a job. It meant abandoning everything the dashboard said she'd earned, and every dollar of her own that was already inside, waiting to come back out with the next completed set. The deposits ate the severance first, then they started on the savings. She wasn't reckless, she checked. She searched Brightlane Digital's name next to the word scam and found 2 reviews, both glowing, both posted within the same 3 weeks. She asked Rachel for a phone call and got company policy instead. No calls during the contract period, everything in writing for your protection. Once, a coworker named Renata typed a question into the team chat. "Has anyone else's withdrawal been pending since Friday?" The message lasted 4 minutes. Then it was gone, and so was Renata, and Daisy T posted a reminder to keep the chat positive because negativity affects everyone's metrics. Nora saw all of it. By then, the dashboard said she had earned over $8,000, and it was easier to believe the number than the 4-minute silence. The wall came at $11,209. She'd finished a gold tier set, the biggest yet, 40 tasks, 3 doubles, and requested a full withdrawal, everything, her deposits and her commissions together. The platform froze. Then it produced a page she had never seen before. Her account's credit score was insufficient for a disbursement of this size. To restore withdrawal privileges, she would need to deposit a credit reset fee, $8,300. Refundable, the page said, with her full balance within 24 hours. She didn't have it. She had a little over $300 left across both accounts, a lease renewal in August, and a sister in Ohio who had a little put away and had never once said no to her. At 1 a.m, Nora sat at the kitchen table drafting the text. She got as far as, "It's totally safe. I'll have it back to you Friday." And then, instead of sending it, she did the one thing she hadn't thought to do in 5 weeks. Not because she finally doubted the company, but because she was about to owe her sister money, and that changed the math on what she was willing to not know. Everything about Brightlane was theirs. The website was theirs, the reviews were theirs, the chat, the dashboard, the badges, all of it built by them, all of it saying whatever they needed it to say. But one thing in 5 weeks of employment wasn't theirs to design: the wallet address her deposits went to. Crypto ledgers are public. Anyone can look up any address and read everything it has ever done. The platform's own tutorial had taught her how. She pasted the deposit address into a public block explorer, and the company disappeared in front of her. Her 5 deposits were there, time-stamped in a long column of everyone else's. Deposits arrived all day, every day, from addresses she didn't know, in amounts she knew exactly: 100, 380, 1100. The same rungs of the same ladder being climbed by strangers. And every night at the same hour, the wallet emptied. One transaction, Everything swept to a single address, like a till being cleared at closing time. Then she found the transaction that ended it. Her own withdrawal, the $260 that had convinced her the job was real, had gone out a few hours after 3 fresh $100 deposits came in from addresses that weren't hers. It was all right there with timestamps. Her proof that the job was real had been paid for by somebody else's first leap of faith. The workers weren't being paid by the company. The workers were paying each other's bait. There was no salary, there were no merchants, no ad spend, no commissions. The dashboard number had never been connected to anything, not a bank, not the wallet, not money. It was a score. It had always been a score. The job felt like a game because that is exactly what it was. She just hadn't been the one playing it. She never sent the text to her sister. She went back through the team chat one last time, not as a coworker now, but as a reader. Daisy T's payout screenshots, posted weeks apart, celebrating different amounts, carried the same transaction ID in the corner, cropped almost the same way every time. Tomas's biggest win from a Thursday was pixel for pixel the same screenshot as another coworker's from the week before. 40 coworkers, and she couldn't find one she could prove was a person. She screenshotted everything. Then she left without saying anything because there was no one in there to say it to. By morning, her account was under review for irregular activity. By the weekend, the platform wouldn't load at all. Within 2 weeks, Brightlane Digital's website, the office photos, the founding story, the careers page, was gone, and she found the same office photos smiling out of a different company's site with a different name and the same calm gray font. The wallet outlived the website. For 3 more weeks, Nora watched it in the Block Explorer from the same kitchen table. Deposits still arriving daily from new addresses in the amounts she knew by heart. 100, 380, 1100. Swept clean every night at closing time. Strangers were climbing the ladder, and there was no railing anywhere she could grab to stop them. She reported all of it, the wallet address, the screenshots, the phone numbers, to the Federal Trade Commission, and in the process she learned how much company she had. Reports of task scams like hers had quadrupled in a single year. In 6 months, Americans reported more than $220 million lost to job scams, and by the government's own research, fewer than 1 in 20 people who lose money this way ever report it at all. The rest go quiet and eat it. Her money was gone the way crypto is gone, visible forever on a public ledger and an address that answers to no one. What stayed with her wasn't the number. She has said the number out loud so many times, to the bank, to the FTC, to her sister eventually, that it stopped being able to hurt her. It was the 5 weeks, the worst stretch of her working life, unemployed, invisible, ghosted by 41 real companies, and the best hour of every one of those days had been the hour she spent tapping at fake products for a company that didn't exist. The platform told her she was doing well. It gave her streaks and badges and a level with her name on it. It congratulated her by name every single day. Nothing else that spring did. That's the part she explains slowly when she explains it at all. The scam didn't just take her savings. It took the 1 month of being unemployed when she had felt employed, and it worked because feeling employed was the thing she needed more than money. Brightlane was never selling tasks or commissions or crypto. It was selling her a job. She was the only paying customer in the store. In June, a message arrived from a number she didn't recognize. "Hi, we reviewed your resume and would like to offer you a flexible remote position, $200 to $600 a week." She was sitting in a parking lot when it came in, outside a second-round interview that had run 40 minutes long, a real one with human silences and a hiring manager who'd asked her opinion about something and then actually waited for the answer. She looked at the message for a while. Then she reported it, blocked the number, and went back inside to finish getting the job.